Hey everyone, what's up? It's Scott the Frozen Gamer, and today I'm going to close off the back half of my top 100 list, going through numbers 60 through 51 of my top 100 games of all time. These are my very favorite games. Yes, they are. So let's get right into it. Yes, they are. I don't know what that sounded weird. That's not how I talk. Oh man, should I redo this? Should I start over? Nah, we'll keep it in. So starting at number 60, this game's new to me. I played it last summer for the first time. I played it multiple times when I played it because I had such a good time with my first game of it. And that is, oh, it's a heavy box, Among Cultists. Now this is a social deduction game, and as I said, I've got rid of a lot of my social deduction games when I got Blood on the Clock Tower. But this one managed to stay in my list, as you've seen from other games on my list and this one. I really like social deduction games where there's a board involved, like Feed the Kraken, another one to be named in the future. And Among the Cultists is like that as well. There's a board that you play on. It's like a little house or something, or a little complex of rooms in different places that you can go around on. And there's a hidden bad guy, hidden traitor in the game, and then there's the good people. And it's basically Among Us in board game version. Among Us is fine. I played it a few times. I didn't love it, but I do like this board game version better than the video game version. Now, what's interesting is I don't know if this game is broken or not. The two times we played it, the bad guy won, and we were like, how could the good team even win? It's like seems so favored towards the bad person. But I had such a blast playing with it still that as when I got home, I ended up trading. I forgot what game I traded for it, but I got rid of a game, maybe Twilight Imperium 4, to get the base game of Among Us and that I just showed, but also behind me I have all the expansions. And I really want to explore the base game more and all the expansions and see, is this game really broken and the bad guys always win, or is it more even than I think and we just need to kind of figure it out more? I just had a blast playing with it. I'm not going to go too much into it. It's Among Us, the board game. You're going in rooms. If you're in the same room if you're a bad guy and you're in the same room as good people, you can end up killing them. They can expose you by, investigating you if you're the bad guy and get exposed. And then they'll know that you're the bad guy. And it's Among Us in a kind of a very traditional social deduction game where the bad guy's trying to stay hidden and kind of sabotage. I thought it was great, man. I just had a blast with everyone playing it. I played the bad guy the first time. I played the good guy the second time. And both times, I thought it was just a blast. It was really a good experience, a good couple experiences playing the game. And it's one that I want to experience more. It's my number 60. Why would I say 61? We're doing 60 to 51. It's by Stefan Godot and Godot Games. That's obviously his own company. It has a 7.0 rating out of 963 ratings, almost hitting 1,000 ratings. It's ranked 4,220th of all time on BGG. My number 60, that is the super heavy box of Among Cultists. So sticking with social deduction games, coming in at number 59 is Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. It was 90th last year, and it's gone up. I played it a couple times since, and this game is just always a good experience. And that's why I moved it back up the list. Even though I played it a lot and kind of got sick of it, every time I end up pulling it back out and playing it, or I don't own it, so going to a friend's place and pulling it back out and playing it, I just have a really, really good time with that. So this is by Toby Ho. Jolly Thinker Games was the first publisher, at least. And what you're doing in this game is there's going to be someone, you flip over a tile and you'll find out if you're the lead investigator or lead detective or whatever in the game. And if you are, you're trying to get, you'll know who the bad person is, and you're trying to get people to find who the bad person is. Everyone else will be like local investigators, or they'll have their own little individual roles, and then there's going to be the bad guy. And everyone has a set of 2 rows of cards in front of them. One is the weapon and one's something else that's found around the murder scene. And the bad guy, everyone will close their eyes and the bad guy will open theirs and they'll point to one card of each that's in front of them. And then everyone opens their eyes and then the main person, like that lead investigator or detective or whoever, will, they have these little tiles with that have different subjects on them, like description of the murderer or whatever, and they're kind of vague, and they'll put a little token on each of these tiles that will give different clues to what is the weapon and what is the what else was left behind on the scene, and hopefully it will lead everyone to kind of point to the who the bad guy is, and be able to find out which one of those are the bad, who the bad person is by what they have in front of them, and hopefully match it up. And the game is so great, and when you're the investigator, it's just inevitable that people will be on the right one all the time. They'll know exactly who it is, and then someone will say, no, well, I think of this, and it's like kind of out in left field, but everyone ends up going along with that one and not getting it right. And that happens quite often, and it's just so frustrating as the investigator, because you're like, no, you had it, but you can't say anything, you can't show anything that they had it already. So you just kind of sit there like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this, I can't believe they're doing this. The game is just a blast. Every time I play it, it ends up working out great. It's a very simple one. Like, anyone can play this one. Some of the others, as I just said, Among Cultists before, I wouldn't teach my parents Among Cultists. I could teach my parents Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, because it's pretty lightweight as far as a social deduction game goes. And it has a different feel than all the other social deduction games. It doesn't have like that, like a Werewolf Blood on the Clock Tower feel. It doesn't have the Secret Hitler Resistance Avalon type of feel. It's kind of its own unique thing. And that's really cool in this social deduction world, where a lot of the games just kind of feel like other ones that are already out there. So Deception and Murder in Hong Kong has a 7.4 rating out of 25,000 ratings, and it's ranked number 287 overall on BGG. If we just go on party games, it's number 15 of all time on party games. So that's Deception, Murder in Hong Kong. Was 90 for me last year, and then in 2025, at the end of 2025, it was number 59. So, number 58 is the game that I thought I'd hate. Well, let's just get right into it, and then I'll talk about it. Number 58 is Flip 7. I got this fancy shiny box version, which is hard to see on camera. So, Flip 7. I heard about this game and I was like, well, this is the stupidest sounding game ever. Like, I don't think that sounds fun at all. And then I was like, it popped up on BGA, and I was like, I like only on Board Game Arena. If I do play on Board Game Arena, I only play lightweight games. So I tried Flip 7, and I was like, whoa, this game is pretty dang fun. So the goal of the game is to get to 200 points, I believe, if I remember off the top of my head. I played this game like 100 times, and I can't even remember. That's how my brain works. So you're going to have cards 1 through 12, and then you're going to have some specialty cards that say like Flip 3, Freeze, or Second Chance on them. And you're trying to build up as many points as you can, blackjack style. So when it gets to your turn, you'll say like, hit me, and you'll get another card. Or you can say hold or stop, and you'll add up all of your points you currently have. You're trying to get as many points as you can. The way you bust in this game is if you get 2 of the same card. So if I get 2 number 11s, I'll bust, and I lose all my points. The trick of the game, or the little catch of the game, is 12s are obviously worth the most points, but there's 12 of them in the deck. There's 11 11s, 10 10s, all the way down to 1 1 and 1 0. Why is there a 0 in the game? Because if you get 7 cards, Flip 7, if you flip 7 of them and you don't bust on it, you have 7 unique cards in front of you, numbered cards, you will get a bonus. So that 0 can count towards one of those 7 cards to get you the bonus. The Flip 3 is a card that you'll give someone. You can give it to yourself or someone else, and they automatically have to flip 3 in a row right away. And they don't get to like pass that off on anyone else. They flip 3 and they might bust, or they might get lucky and stay alive. The Freeze just ends a person's turn. You play it on someone or yourself, and it will just end your turn right there. And Second Chance is a great card to grab for yourself, because you'll have to give it to someone. Usually you'll give it to yourself, because if you bust, you just get rid of those cards. If I get a second 11, I'll get rid of both 11s, and I will start from there fresh again. But I lose my Second Chance card. So I don't bust the first time I bust. You have to bust twice with Second Chance. You're trying to play up to 200 points, and it's a blast. It's a great game. Who knew? Who knew something that's so simple, that just seems so dumb, and like kind of a blackjack ripoff, kind of not. It doesn't look particularly amazing. The art's not like that great, and it just works. It works so well. I played on BGA, and then I was like, I have to get a copy. I traded for it, traded something cheap and got it cheap. And and it's a great game. I played one game of it. It's the funniest game ever, where we only had cards number 10 through 12 in the deck. That was a mistake from the copy that we got, that my friend got, and we kept turning them over, and we kept busting all the time on 10 and 12. It took us forever to figure out what was going on. It was one of the funniest moments in gaming I've ever had. That's not why I love the game, though. The game is just great in itself. That is Flip 7, my 58, new to my list. And Flip 7 is by Eric Olson, is the designer. This is his only like really highly rated game. His next one was Booty Dice, which is 14,000 rating. The Op Games is the publisher of it, and its stats have a 7.2 rating out of 19,000 ratings, and it's ranked 528th currently overall, and I'm guessing that's going to go up more and more because this game you can get it all over the place now. Target, I believe, Amazon, everywhere. So Flip 7, get this game. You can play with everyone. I played it with 7-year-olds up to 70-plus-year-olds. And everyone, I don't know anyone that hasn't enjoyed it yet. I've gotten multiple people to buy the game as well from playing it with me. So Flip 7. I'm up. Ready to go to the next game. So my number 57 fell from 44 last year. I don't know why it fell. At only 13 spots is really not that much. I could see it go way higher again. And this is a game that I absolutely adore, Panda Royale. So this is my story on this game is that I reached out to Last Night Games. I saw a description of this game in the recently published games on BGG, and I reached out to them and said, hey, can I review it? It sounds like something I like. It's the type of games I like to review for my channel. And I got it. And then I realized that the game doesn't have nearly as much theme as I thought it would, but I played it and I was just totally smitten with this game. And I feel like I was like the first person to champion this game publicly on a channel because just no one had heard of it when I started playing it. And I kept saying, this game needs to be in mass market stores. This game has to be in mass market stores because it's that staying simple. It's almost Yahtzee-like in a way, but it's so much better than Yahtzee and Farkle, which would be the two games that I'd kind of characterize it similar to. So anyways, Panda Royale, what you're doing in this game is you got all different colored dice. There's yellow dice, there's purple dice, blue sparkle dice, clear dice, red dice, and all those dice act differently. And what you're gonna do is the first round, everyone just starts with one yellow die, you roll it, and whatever you roll on your D6 yellow die is how many points you get. Then the next round, you're gonna draft. They're gonna have a draft. You're gonna take out a certain amount of dice out of the bag and put them in the middle, and you're gonna go around and draft those dice. So the next round, you're gonna roll 2 dice. By the time you're in the 10th round, you're rolling 10 dice at a time. So you got this big, chunky handful of dice, and you just roll them and score them all up. So you're kind of working your way up. Each round, you add a die, and you just total up your dice, what they're worth. And as I said, every die works differently. The yellow dice are initiation dice, so they can help you draft, get better draft picks. The blue dice count face value, but if you have the sparkle blue dice added to them, all of your blue dice will double. So if you rolled a 12 between all of your blue dice, but you have one of them as a sparkle die, you'll get 24. The green dice go as a D20, so you'll get they score face value, but you can get more points. Purple dice, you'll multiply all of your purple dice times 2. So it's like a blue sparkle dice, but naturally, it's always a times 2. You don't need a sparkle die to have it increase to get that multiplier. The clear dice let you trade a dice. It's basically stealing with another person. You get a die from them and you give them the clear dice. So then they can take that die right back the next round though. So that once a clear die is in the game, it gets passed around and whoever has it that round gets to steal from another player. Trade from another player. And then the red dice are the most complex dice because they have half the numbers are white, half the numbers are black. The bigger numbers are black, or the bigger numbers are white, I believe, and the less numbers are black. You add them together and subtract them. So the white numbers you add, the black numbers you subtract. So let's say I had like 12 in white numbers and then 3 in black numbers, that would be a 9. But then let's say that was over 4 dice. I multiply that number by how many red dice I have. So if I had 4 red dice times 9, that would give me 36 points. Those are risky dice. They can give you negative points for a round, but they can also give you massive points for a round. They can win you a game and they can definitely lose you a game. They're very risky to take. You do that 10 times. You do it 10 times. You roll a bunch of dice. The game is so much fun. doesn't sound like it should be fun. The theme is barely there. Every dice color is supposed to be a different panda clan. They're just dice. They're beautiful dice. They're really good quality dice as well. There's a few expansions out that I think they all condensed into one expansion now that I need to get. Like, I have to get it from Last Night Games. They're just wonderful people, Nate and Jake Jenny. I don't know if that's how you pronounce their last name, but Nate and Jake, wonderful people from when I've talked to them online. I'm not selling this game because they gave me a free copy of it. This game is just really, really good. I've taught it again from 7-year-olds to 70 plus, and everyone has liked this game. I've never seen someone be like, oh, that was stupid, and like just walked away unhappy. Everyone has enjoyed the game. Some people I know have put it in their top 100s as well after they played it. And I said it needs to be in mass market stores. It eventually went to Barnes & Noble. It went to Barnes & Noble, and I was really happy when I saw it there. I posted about it. I was so happy to see it at Barnes & Noble because this little baby, one game that I've like cherished since it was this old, is finally growing up. And yeah, Panda Royale, great game. Its stats are a 7.3 out of 921 ratings. This game has just grown more and more over the years because the first couple of years it came out in 2024 and it was not near 921 ratings. And then we got 3,175 rank overall. And yeah, just a game that's close to my heart, Panda Royale. Well, I swear this was purely coincidental. I went from my number 57 Panda Royale to my number 56 Las Vegas Royale. I did not plan to have 2 Royales in a row. That was just pure coincidence. I right now have this version of the game, the Target version of Las Vegas, which is just called Vegas. This version is actually going for a lot of money, but my version is not because the box cracked. It's all banged up. My version's worth nothing, but this version, if you have it, I've seen going for like $100. But this version is Las Vegas, and that I'll explain that first. So Las Vegas is what you do is there's like 6 different casinos on the board, and you put out money for each of those casinos. And then you'll have a bunch of dice, like 6, 7 dice, I forgot how many you have, or probably more than that, and you roll them all, and then you have to select one number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, and put it in a casino. However, if you have rolled like 4 6s, if I want to use the 6th casino, I'd have to put all 4 of my dice into the number 6 casino, which could be good, but it could also be very bad by doing that, depending on what everyone else does. Then everyone else, so on your turn, that's what you do. Roll dice, put them in a casino. Next person goes, they roll their dice, put one number in a casino, and so on. And you just go around until everyone's out of dice. In my version, I use white blocker dice as well, so they're kind of a neutral player. Everyone has 2 white dice. The catch is once you go through the casinos, they, let's say I had the most, I get the highest bill. So I might get the $80,000 bill. The second most would get the 70, whoever has the second most number of dice in that casino would get the next most, which could be $50,000 bill. And then if there's a third bill, the third most dice would get that one, the person that had the third most dice. But let's say it was 80, 50, 30 were the bills there. And me and Chris tied with 4 dice each in that casino. We wouldn't get the $80,000. We wouldn't get the 50 or the 30,000. We cancel each other out and we get nothing. So whoever was in second place, Alex, might have only had 2 dice there, but he would get the $80,000 bill now. And then whoever had the 1 die would get the $50,000 bill, and no one, because there's no one left, would get the $30,000 bill. So that's the game of Las Vegas. Now where Las Vegas Royale comes in is sometimes the casinos that are worth the least, no one really wants to go for. So what they did with Las Vegas Royale, they did a really clever thing. And the designer is Rudiger Dorn, did a very clever thing. So what he did in Las Vegas Royale is in the 3 casinos that have the least amount of money in them, there's a little mini game that you'll play as well. Anytime you put a die in that casino, not only will you add for the area majority for that casino, you'll also play a little mini game that can get you more money. And it makes it more incentive to go for those casinos that don't have the best dollar bills that you can collect in them. And that makes the game go from like very fun to like massive amounts of fun. The game is very simple. It's very light. Las Vegas Royale barely adds any more complexity to it, just slightly. But you could take both out and play with new people that don't play games, and you'd have a blast either way. Las Vegas Royale is by Rudiger Dorn. Alea is the publisher. Ravensburger also a publisher of it. It's hard to find. That's why I don't have a copy of it. It's just hard to get your hands on. It's going for like $80 used right now. So there is versions of Las Vegas. I think there's a new version of Las Vegas that's coming out or just came out. That's a good second choice if you can't get Royale, but I would go for Royale first if you can, because it's just really good with those mini games in there. So that's it. Las Vegas Royale. It's a 7.5 rating out of 3.5 thousand ratings, 971 rating overall. Let's just look at Las Vegas while we have a chance. That has a 7.2 rating out of 12,000 ratings and 619th overall. Again, Las Vegas Royale is the better game of the two, but Las Vegas is a lot of fun too if that's the only one you can get your hands on. Number 56, Las Vegas Royale. So my number 55, I let out a big sigh because you can't get this game, and it's so good. And that is Gempire, Zarman's Demand. Hopefully you'll be able to get this game sometime soon. This game won the 2023 Ion Award, also won by Oros, was another bigger name game that won that award. This game was my number 49, dropped to 55 because I didn't play it last year. But I really, really enjoy this game. It's by Paul Alpers, is the designer of the game. And I found him playing Blood on the Clock Tower online with the Table Knots crew. And I ran into him, and we were just talking about the game that we played. We stayed after me, him, and one or two, or I think just Max from Table Knots. We're just hanging out after we played the game, and we're talking about the game. And then Paul is like, "Yeah, I designed a game. Hey, would you want to try it?" And I said, "Yeah, of course. Let's try it." And I was kind of like, I don't really want to try some random guy's game. It's probably going to be like some chess variant. He's like, no. This is like a city builder game. I was like, oh, cool. I like city builder games. So I went online on Tabletop Simulator and played it. And then I played it again and again. I think I played it 3 times on Tabletop Simulator, and I played it in person as well. And I just love this game. It's so cool. It's so cool. And he tried to kickstart it, and it didn't fund. He had to pull the funding before, or it may have funded, but it was like at the very minimum if it made it. And I don't know if it would have made it. So last I heard, he was planning on kickstarting it again. He updated some of it. He gave it a new box cover. I won this copy through a contest that he did, and I'm so grateful to Paul. Thank you, because I love this game, and I just love having the opportunity to play it in person now. So what's really cool about this city builder game is you're going to roll dice, and then you're going to decide how to use them. And you can use them in a couple different ways, but you're going to write down on your board. Everyone has like a little secret player board, and they're going to write down how you want to play it. And I'm not going to get everything right here because it has been a couple years since I played this. But you're going to write stuff down on a board, and then you're going to eventually be able to buy cards that are in this marketplace that are the different shops in your city or the different locations in your city. And those do different things. All of them do different things. There's 3 colors. You can only have 2 rows, though, and you're trying to block them together by color because you can only have like 3 colors per row. I don't remember all the details. I wish I did. But then on some of them, you're going to put diamonds down on them because it's called Gempire, not Empire, Gempire. So you're putting diamonds down on some of them that will double the score. If you, when you score those cards, you're going to be collecting other different gems like gold, purple, and green gems. It just looks great on the table. It looks really cool on the table because you've got these big chunky gems in the game. And so you're going to be collecting those gems that give you little add power-ups and stuff. And then the whole purpose, there's technologies in the game, and you're moving up a tech track in the game by the unique technologies that come out. There's very much variable setup every time you play the game, so it'll be different every time. And then there's 3 different of Zarman's. He's like the emperor guy. I don't know who he is, but Zarman, this wizard, he has 3 demands of what you're trying to accomplish in the game. And it's a first person. It's a racing game, not as in like vroom vroom racing, but racing to get these demands done. You want to complete the demands. The first person to get 2 of them done wins the game. This game's so good. It's really mathy. That's the one downside of it, is if you don't like to deal with mathy games, there's a lot of math in the game, just adding adding, a lot of adding. You like pull out your calculator when you play the game because you got to add up points and add up more points and add up more points. But the game is really, really, really a good game. It's obviously it won the Ion Award, which at the time, I don't know if it's still a big award, but it was coming off of another successful game right before it. So I'm wishing Paul all the best. Hopefully he gets this game out on Kickstarter. If he does, really look into it because the game is super good. I've had a fun time every time I've played it. So that is Gempire, Zarman's Demand. My number 55 on BGG. It has an 8.6 rating. The people that have rated it have liked it. Out of 76 ratings, only 76 because it's not produced. And it's a 15,225 rank overall. Again, I have a reviewer's copy of the game and that I won in a contest. And I'm sorry I'm putting a game on my list that's not published, but in my heart, I couldn't leave it off the list because I really enjoy this game so much. So that's Gempire, Zarman's Demand. Mm-hmm. Coming in at 54 is I think it's my first time a Feld game has hit my list so far. And I love Feld games. He's my other favorite designer. Every game I've tried by him, I have fallen in love with. And this one is his most popular game. I don't own it. If I did own it, I'd want the new fancy edition of the game. That is the Castles of Burgundy. So if you don't know the game, this is basically, I'm just going to read from here what you do each round. You can perform 2 of the 4 possible actions each round. You can take a settlement tile and place it in the staging area of your own player board. You can take a settlement tile from your staging area of your player board and place it in the corresponding region for the type of tile and adjacent to a previous placed settlement tile. So the map of the game is going to have, each player has a map in front of them, and they have different colors on the map, and so you can only put certain tiles in those matching colors. And then you can deliver goods with a number matching one of their dice that they rolled, because the first thing you're going to do is roll 2 dice every round. That's the very first thing you're going to do. And then you can take worker tokens, which allow the player to adjust the roll of their dice. And that's the game. And you're building out this castle area in front of you with this castle town. The castles of Burgundy, the town of Burgundy. I don't know. The theme is kind of light on this game. The theme's not there, but it's one of the smoothest games I have ever played. It's smoother than the other games of Feld that I like more than it. It is like butter playing this game. It is quick. It's not a long game. It's got that old OG, that old style German Euro game feel to it, and satisfying. It's just you play it and it's satisfying when you're finished. Even if you don't win, you feel satisfied, like you did a lot of stuff. Part of that's because of the point salad nature of Feld games, which this has in its own way, less so I think than some of his other games, the other games that I've played at least. But yeah, if you want a Euro game that's not too complex, it's really not that complex, and just plays as smooth of a Euro style game that you'll ever find, get the Castles of Burgundy. At this point, I have been waiting to get the special edition, which I may never get because it costs a ton of money, but that's the one I'm holding out for at least. The Castles of Burgundy, this is just the normal edition that came out in 2011, has an 8.2 rating out of 69,000 ratings, and it's ranked number 15 overall on BGG. It's a perennial favorite of the board gamers, the Castles of Burgundy. And it is my number 54, up from 65 last year. Number 53 is also a game that I don't own, but I played it, 4 or 5 times now, I think. Maybe 6, 7, I don't even know. I didn't mean to do a 6, 7 joke. Nope. I've done enough of those in these videos. I did not mean to do that. I apologize. But this is Bomb Busters. This is a game I didn't really know much about, and then someone asked me if I wanted to play, and I was like, sure, because I usually say yes if someone asks me to play a game. So, in this one, it's a deduction game, and it's a very light deduction game. I showed you Hooky and Search for Planet X earlier in this list. Those are much heavier than Bomb Busters. Doesn't mean that they're easier than Bomb Busters. So Bomb Busters has just, I don't even know how many scenarios in the game. I've only played a handful of them. But everyone's going to have, there's 66 different scenarios in the game that you can play. I played the very first one, and then I played a handful of other ones. And they get progressively harder, I believe, as you move through all the scenarios. And what you're going to do is everyone's going to have a set of 12, and I've only ever played this 4 players, and I think that's the best way to play it. I can't imagine playing it. Well, 5 players I think could work too. 3 and 2 I don't think would work too well, but I don't know. I've only played it with 4 people. And but everyone's going to have 12 numbers in front of them, and they're going to be random. And you're going to put them in order from 1 on your left, or the lowest number you have, to the highest number towards 12 on your right. Now, there might be some yellow wires. Each of those numbers represents a wire. There might be some yellow wires, and then there's the dreaded red wire. And what you're trying to do is match a number you have in front of you with a number someone else has. And everyone gets to start by putting one number down and shows everyone what one number you have. And you kind of do it strategically depending on your scenario of which number you want to put down first, or sometimes by the scenario, because you might want to try to show them where that red wire is. Or it might be like, my lowest number is a 6. So I might just put that down and show them that my lowest number is a 6, just so people know that and know that I don't have anywhere close to the bottom of the numbers 1 through 5. So, but then you go around and you try, because I have an 8 in my little tray that's hidden. I might say, hey, is that specific number your 8? And hopefully it is. And if it is, they'll reveal it and you'll reveal yours, and you put them down in front of you in their correct spot so everyone can see where they are in your thing. And eventually, kind of like the game, how I talked about Xylotar earlier, is eventually you'll be able to deduce where all the numbers are based off of other numbers that have already been played. And you can miss a handful of times before you lose that way. Or if someone guesses where the red wire is, and they say, I think that's the 10, but ends up being the red wire, you cut the wrong wire, the bomb explodes, and you all lose. There's some power-ups in the game as well. It's a co-op game, and it's fun. It's light and fun and quick. The game takes 15, 30 minutes long to play the game, and you can just go play it again. That's, I think, kind of unusual for a nice, crunchy deduction game. Even though this is a light one, it's not nearly as crunchy as those ones. It's still crunchy, though. I mean, I've lost the game multiple times. It's good. It's good. And it's easy to play, and I feel like I can play with anyone. The only reason I don't own it is because I'd want to play all 66 scenarios, and I don't have a group that could even come close to playing all 66 scenarios. So that is why I don't own it, but I played it at my friend's house. And it is a game, if I got the opportunity to own it, maybe I would. But a game I just love playing. That's Bomb Busters. It's by Hisashi Hayashi. Cocktail Games is the original publisher of it. And it has an 8.0 rating out of 11,000 ratings, currently ranked 109th overall in family games, because as I said, you can play this with family not quite young. I'd say like around 10 or older, and that's actually what they recommend on BGG, but I would say, yeah, 10 or older would be kind of the starting point in this one. It's ranked 13th in family games, so really good game for a lot of people, kids to adults. Bomb Busters. Coming in at number 52 is a game that my friend Brandon got me for Secret Santa, and I was so thankful for it. That is This War of Mine. I'm laughing because I'm so thankful I got this game, and it's like the most depressing game ever. So This War of Mine is based off of a video game, an app-based game. Maybe it was on computers or whatever, on Steam. I played it on my phone before I knew of this board game. And I played it only a few times on my phone because I just got destroyed in it, and it's hard to play. It's emotionally hard to play, kind of. And that wasn't the main reason. The main reason is I just got destroyed playing it. But it's a game where you're playing civilians trying to survive through a war. I believe it was based off like the Bosnian, Serbian type of war that happened. I think that's where it doesn't say that it's from that war, but I think that's where it goes back to. You're defending a house that you kind of squatted in during this war. You kind of find this house and you're defending it. You're also kind of digging through rubble to try to find tools, and then you're going to try to build things because you start with like not even a bed, or there's not chairs, so you're going to be building stuff. You might find a radio that might start out broken or whatever, and you have to have some pieces to fix it so it can play music, so you can get some morale up. You can lose in multiple ways, like losing morale. There's other ways you can lose as well. And then during the game, you have to also go out to try to find resources, because you can't just, your amount of rubble you can dig through is to find stuff is limited inside your house. So you have to go outside your house as well. When you go outside yourself, you're probably going to run into some other people that are out rummaging around for very limited resources, or soldiers that are out who might not be the nicest of soldiers. Maybe they are nice. Maybe they aren't going to be nice. There's a huge book in here of all the different results that can happen in the game. The way that they converted this game from video game to board game is genius. It feels very much like the video game. But I like the hands-on nature of playing it in a board game feel. I like the tactile version of it. The components are amazing in the game. And so I really like that tactile feel of it. I like it, that the more analog part of it, of playing it and playing out cards and flipping over cards in the house. And I just like that part of it. Also, the video game has like the XCOM, like real-time aspect to it, where it kind of goes, you can slow it down, you can even pause it, I believe, but this clock's always going in the game. That just gets me anxious. I don't like that. I like being able to go through the board game at my own speed. I've only ever played this solo. You can play it with, you're controlling 3 people, which is very simple to do solo. I usually don't like doing that too much, but it's really simple in this game to do that solo. You could play it multiplayer and everyone controls one, but I think that would work. I just like playing it solo. As I said, it's a sad game because you're going to probably die. I've never come close to winning this game in video game or board game version. You're probably going to die or something bad's going to happen. I mean, there's a lot of different adult themes that can happen. I'm not going to go into all of them here, but just know that before, if you want to go out and buy this game, know that it is very, very, very adult themed. It's the horrors of war from the civilian side. And think of all that bad stuff that can happen from what we know from hearing stories. If we haven't been a part of that in our life, hopefully not. Most of us haven't. And that's what happens in the game. So very dark theme. I tend to like dark themes in games. So not that I enjoy the idea of being in that, but it doesn't, like, I don't get emotionally affected as much as some people may. It doesn't trigger me quite as much, but it is a sad game though. It's sad. It's brutal. It's brutal. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's just brutal. And that's kind of the genius of it. That's kind of what makes this game. It's like, this game is more than just a game. It's teaching you. It's making you feel. It's giving you a catharsis as you play, and more than just like this adrenaline rush, brain rush catharsis that a lot of games give. This one gives like a much deeper catharsis when you play it, and that's something I just love. It's art. It's more than just a game. This game to me is art, and art and history and humanness, and just being a human. And it's a tough one, but I love it. That is This War of Mine. The stats on This War of Mine is that it has a 7.8 rating out of 14,000 ratings. It's ranked 214th overall. Thematic Games number 53. A new version just came out, or is coming out. It was kickstarted a while back. It has expansions. It's got expansions. I just have the base game here. But that's plenty of game. There's so wildness of different amount of stories that can happen while you play it. I didn't need the expansions. Happy with the base game. This War of Mine, my number 52. Now my last game that didn't make my top 50, and just missed out, but number 51 is a little card game that I don't own yet, but I'm sure I will at some point in my life. And that is Far Away. So Far Away is this little game where you're gonna draft cards and you're gonna flip them over and play them one at a time in a line. You're trying to collect little resources, and each card tells you how they're going to score, and you need the resources as prereqs to score them. And they're all going to score in slightly different ways. But when you score them in reverse. So you play out like 8 cards, and then you're going to score your 8th card first. So if you place down a card number 8, that has prereqs, it's going to get you 0 points because you won't have any of those prereqs, even if you played them all before, because you're scoring your 8th card first. So none of those prereqs have appeared yet that you played before of the resources. So then you play your 7th card, and if that has prereqs, it can only have prereqs from the card in the number 8 slot. And you go through and you end up scoring all these cards going in reverse order from the order that you played them. In between rounds, it's a draft phase, and I love drafting in games. The art in the game is by, let's see who the game is by Johannes Guppy and Quentin Lebrat, great designers. The art I love is by Maxim Morin, and it's by Ketchup Games. I'm just going to go back real quick. This War of Mines by Michael Orage and Jacob Wisniewski by Awakened Realms. Michael Orage did Hiroshima Hex, a game that didn't make my top 100, but I love as well. Just another great, really unique abstract fighting game. So that's Michael Orage, this War of Mine. Let's get back to Far Away now. And yeah, so the art's just, it's weird, it's odd, it's like mushrooms and these weird little people things. But it's just cool. It's weird but cool. And the game just, it's so simple. You play 8 cards. You draft cards and play 8 cards, or however many. I think it's 8. And yeah, 8 cards. And then you play them in reverse. And that's just that one spin of scoring your cards in reverse just melts my brain every time. I think I have things great, and then I realize, oh no, I just played that completely wrong. Like, I thought my prereqs are in the wrong spot. Now I'm getting 0 points for half my cards, and I know what I'm doing. And then it just twists my brain. That's what I feel like when I'm playing. I feel like my brain is like twisting like a sponge in 2 different directions while I'm playing the game. And I love that feeling. I think that's so great. Such a simple game. It's really not that hard. It plays in 15 minutes if you're playing with people that you know. It plays from 2 to 6. I played it with 3 to 5 players, I think, or 2 to 5 players. And what a wonderful little game. Johannes Guppy, Quentin Lebrat, coming up with a lot out of very little. Johannes Guppy also did Pixies or Kelcom, a game, another game that I own, which I think he did with Bruno Cathala. Doin is his newest game. That's had pretty good reviews. Quentin Lebrat did Draftosaurus, one of the designers on Draftosaurus earlier on my list. It's over there. So designers that I do like a lot. And yeah, wonderful game. Not going to cost you a lot of money to get this one. If you only have the attention span to play 15-minute games, this is a great one to get because it's short, it's sweet, and it really makes you think a lot. So that is Far Away. Its rating is a 7.5 out of 17,000 ratings, ranked 258th overall. It was number 51 last year, and crazy enough, did not play on this. I don't even look at my old ratings. 51 again this year. 2 years in a row, just missing out on the top 50, but a wonderful, 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 brain-burning, little tiny game, Far Away. So that's it. Next time we're going to be getting in my top 50, and there is the next 10 have some meaty, epic games in it. So I'm excited to talk about those. But that will be in my next video. 50 through 41. I hope you enjoyed 60 through 51. If you have liked the series, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. My channel took a hit after I took a break when I started my new job. So please give it a like. Please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hit 500 by the end of the year. That would be a huge goal, 500 subscribers. So that's it. I'm not going to talk about that too much. That's not fun. I don't like talking like that and selling myself. Oh, so anyways, see you next time. Peace. Stay cool. How can I say goodbye this time? Shalom.